What if I told you that one of the most beloved members of the British royal family offered private tours of Buckingham Palace to one of the world's most notorious criminals? What if those tours happened just months after he was released from prison for crimes against children? Today, we're diving into a story that has shaken the royal family to its core. A story of friendship, betrayal, and secrets that refuse to stay buried. This is the untold truth about Sarah Ferguson, Jeffrey Epstein, and the words she can never take back. The year is 2010. Jeffrey Epstein, the disgraced financier and convicted sex offender, has just been released from prison. His crimes? Soliciting prostitution from a minor. His sentence? A controversial 13 months in a private wing of a county jail. To most of the world, Epstein was a pariah, a monster who deserved to be forgotten. But to Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, he was something else entirely. Recently uncovered emails reveal a relationship that goes far deeper than anyone imagined. Messages that show Sarah, affectionately known as Fergie, didn't just tolerate Epstein after his release. And in one shocking message, she even suggested he marry her. But before we dive into those explosive emails, we need to understand how Sarah Ferguson, a woman born into privilege, married into royalty, and beloved by millions, ended up in the orbit of one of history's most dangerous predators. Sarah Margaret Ferguson was born on October 15, 1959, into an aristocratic family. Spirited, rebellious, and full of life, she was nothing like the reserved royals she would one day join. In 1986, she married Prince Andrew, the Queen's second son, in a fairy tale wedding watched by millions. She became the Duchess of York overnight. The world fell in love with her warmth, her authenticity, her refusal to fit the royal mold. By 1992, the marriage was crumbling. Scandalous photos, tabloid headlines, a very public separation. And finally, in 1996, divorce. Sarah was cast out of the royal inner circle, stripped of her title, Her Royal Highness, struggling with debt, desperate for financial stability. It was Prince Andrew who introduced them. Epstein was charming, wealthy, connected. He moved in elite circles, presidents, scientists, royalty. On the surface, he seemed like a savior. In 2010, when Sarah found herself £5 million in debt, Epstein stepped in. He paid off £15,000 she owed to a former assistant. Just like that. No questions asked. But there was something she either didn't know or chose to ignore. Just 6 months earlier, Jeffrey Epstein had walked out of prison after serving time for soliciting a minor for prostitution. The world knew what he was. Fast forward to today. New emails have surfaced. Messages between Sarah Ferguson and Jeffrey Epstein that paint a disturbing picture of their relationship. These aren't formal, distant exchanges. They're casual, friendly, even flirtatious. In one email, sent just months after Epstein's release from prison, Sarah makes a stunning joke. Let that sink in. A member of the British royal family, jokingly suggesting marriage to a convicted sex offender, a man who had admitted to crimes involving a child. The emails also reveal that Sarah offered Epstein VIP tours of Buckingham Palace, the Queen's official residence, the heart of the British monarchy. Epstein, a man banned from most respectable establishments, a predator, was being given access to one of the most iconic and protected places on earth. These weren't empty promises. Evidence suggests Epstein did visit. He walked those halls, saw those rooms, all thanks to a woman who once held the title Her Royal Highness. But why? Why would Sarah risk everything for this man? Some say it was gratitude. He had helped her financially, after all. Others whisper of something darker, a hold he had over her. Or perhaps, she simply didn't care. What we do know is this: Sarah Ferguson was not naive. She knew who Epstein was. She knew what he had done. When news of Sarah's ties to Epstein first broke years ago, the backlash was swift. Royal commentators called it a catastrophic error in judgment. Victims' advocates were outraged. The public felt betrayed. Sarah released a statement in 2011, calling her association with Epstein a gigantic error of judgment. She claimed she had been unaware of the full extent of his crimes, that she had been foolish, but not complicit. But these new emails? They tell a different story. They show a woman who was not distant or oblivious. She was joking with him, offering him royal access, treating him like a friend. Survivors of Epstein's abuse have spoken out. One advocate said, Every person who enabled Jeffrey Epstein is complicit in his crimes. Wealth and titles don't erase that. The palace has remained silent. Prince Andrew, Sarah's ex-husband, has his own dark history with Epstein. Allegations, lawsuits, a disastrous interview that ended his public life. And now, Sarah is dragged back into the nightmare. Was Sarah Ferguson a victim herself? Manipulated by a master predator who preyed on her financial desperation and need for acceptance? Or was she a willing participant in a game she should have never played? Today, Sarah Ferguson lives a quieter life. She's a grandmother, an author, a charity advocate. She remains close to Prince Andrew, despite everything. But the shadow of Jeffrey Epstein will never fully fade. These emails are just the beginning. Legal experts say more documents are likely to emerge. More names, more secrets, and Sarah Ferguson's name will be among them. The royal family has survived scandals before. Wars, divorces, abdications. But this is different. Because this isn't about protocol or politics. This is about a man who destroyed lives. And the people who stood beside him. So we're left with one final question. How many more secrets are still hidden? How many more emails are out there, waiting to be uncovered? Thanks for watching. If this story shocked you, hit that subscribe button. Share this video. And let me know in the comments. Do you think Sarah Ferguson was naive or complicit?